Last few days, it's sunny, it's dry, and we're playing at the appointed hour at 11 o'clock in the morning, and Venus Williams, the two-times champion, coming out to play Chanda Rubin for a place in the quarterfinals. Of course, we've still got a lot of catching up to do, and today's matches we're going to see are a mixture of fourth-round matches and quarterfinals. Here's Chanda Rubin, who has come back so well after all sorts of injuries, has won 2 titles this year, Eastbourne and Los Angeles, where she beat Serena Williams, she beat Jelena Dokic, and she beat Lindsay Davenport in the final. And she's now moved back up into the world's top 15. Was once ranked as high as number 6 in the world. That was back in April of 1996. All sorts of injuries have held her back. Looking to get to the quarterfinals of the US Open for the first time. Lost to Manuela Maleva in 1992 and to a certain Steffi Graf in 1995. Lynn Walsh is in the chair for the opening match of the day on the Arthur Ashe Stadium. I'm David Mercer, Jason Goodall alongside me. Well, the omens for Rubin are not great, as we can see there. The last meeting was in the French Open, pretty comprehensive, and the problem for Rubin is her one win was in their very first match all the way back in 1997. Since then, Venus Williams has won 7 straight matches. Is there any possibility of that being turned around?
I think there's a possibility, but it's still got to be a very slight one, in my opinion. But I think she's got, Chanda Rubin's got 2 things going for her. The first is that she's beaten a Williams, albeit Serena, this season. The 2 Williams sisters are ahead of the field somewhat in women's tennis at the moment, but not many players can say that this year. And secondly, she plays slightly differently to some of the other girls. She can come into the net. She's a good doubles player. She's won Eastbourne on the grass. And so she has the advantage of playing slightly differently, and I think that if she plays to the best of her ability, she has a chance.
So here's the bottom half of the draw. Amelie Mauresmo and Jennifer Capriati played their matches yesterday. They'll meet in the quarterfinals, and the winner of the match we're about to see will play the winner of the next match here on the Arthur Ashe Stadium, Monica Seles against Martina Hingis. We've had some emails saying, who do I think can win that one? It's a good one. I would normally put Martina Hingis a little bit ahead of Monica Seles. Much more mobility around the court, doesn't have quite the power, but because Martina Hingis is still coming back from injury, I think that's a pretty tight one. Yes, I'm a bit like you. I give Rubin a hope, but not a big one. If Venus plays as Venus can, I think there's only one other player in the world who can live with her, and that's little sister.
Absolutely. When you play against either of the Williams sisters, you have to hope that you're at the very top of your game and that they have an off day, and then you've got a chance. But even then, it's still only a slim chance. The only other players I think that have a better chance of beating a Williams sister is Jennifer Capriati and possibly Davenport, that have the power to be able to live with the sisters and the weaponry with which to hurt them.
Incidentally, the top half of the draw is a little bit more advanced. They will play the quarterfinals of the top half of the draw today. Serena Williams playing Daniela Hantuchova in the first of the night matches, which we will obviously bring you on Eurosport tomorrow.
1 minute.
And Lindsay Davenport plays Elena Bovina. That's the 3rd match scheduled for the Louis Armstrong Stadium after a couple of doubles matches, including one featuring Martina Navratilova, who's linked up with Leander Paes of India in the mixed doubles. And they're playing the Belgian-South African partnership of Els Callens and Robbie Koenig. The other singles matches to be played today here on the Arthur Ashe Stadium in the afternoon session, Sheng Schalken against Gustavo Kuerten. In the night session, it's Pete Sampras against Tommy Haas. Over on the Louis Armstrong court, Andy Roddick will play Juan Ignacio Cella, not before 6 o'clock local time. That's 11 o'clock UK time, midnight Central European time. And on the grandstand court, is the fourth match on, would you believe, Fernando Gonzalez against Arnaud Clément. You might be saying, well, why are all those men's matches being put on so late? Is that Richard? I think it is, yes, with his camera. Why are the men's matches being played so late? The reason is they finished so late. Of course, nobody got onto court until very late yesterday. In fact, play ended this morning. I think it was 2:14 to be precise, that Younes El Anaoui beat Wayne Ferreira in the last of the matches to finish. So the schedule is still a little bit higgledy-piggledy as we try and catch up. The weather forecast for today, though, is great. I'm told for tomorrow it's distinctly dodgy. The view down from the airship over the Arthur Ashe Stadium. And you'd think after all the lousy weather people would have flocked out on the sunshine, but of course it's ironic. Yesterday was a public holiday, the Labor Day holiday in the United States, and everybody's back in work today. So the defending champion and number 2 seed will get us underway. Chanda Rubin is seeded number 14.
Play. The seats, please. Players are ready. Thank you.
Isn't it always the way?
Well, that's a key matchup for me. The Williams first serve and the Rubin return of serve. If she doesn't deal very well with Williams' serve, she's in trouble.
Well, it's not a bad idea for Rubin to come to the net. She's a good doubles player, decent volleyer, but the trouble is if you don't come in behind a perfect shot, that was too short, you're in big trouble. Yeah,
I'd like to see Chanda Rubin mix it up a little bit today, try and disrupt Venus Williams' rhythm.
Well, they've been very sharp on their foot faults, the line judges, this week. So Venus Williams holds serve at the start of the match. She's not exactly been tested so far. First round beat Mijana Lucic, 6-love, 6-love. Then Alicia Molik fell 6-1, 6-2. And then exactly the same score against Martina Muller. Chanda Rubin started off against Jill Krabas of the United States, 6-1, 6-3, and she beat Anka Bana 6-4, 6-1, and Lisa Raymond 7-6, 6-4. So neither of them have dropped a set, and Venus hasn't dropped more than 2 games in any set.
This was nice tactics from Rubin as well, choosing to hit the approach back behind Williams. Always a good tactic when you're playing against a tall player. Try and make them turn around.